Hi, Matthew. How are you?
I'm really well, thanks, Lisa. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you too. And so I'm very pleased to welcome you here to have a chance to, yes, to hear more about your own experience with the Tachyon Workshop. And yes, to discover why you jump on it, who are you, what are you doing, and how you can use Tachyon inside what you do, actually, because I think it's a very important point also to help other people to really understand what is a Tachyon workshop, even as you already said, it's very complicated to explain that even when you are already lived the experience.
Yeah,
I can figure it out. So
yeah.
yes, so just first, can you just introduce yourself and explain you everything you're doing, because there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, sure. My name is Matthew. My passion is in the area of energy. So I started training in the Chinese art of Qigong back in 2009. And so I've been practicing regularly, twice a day since then. I've trained with a grandmaster of our school over in Malaysia, done number of courses. I'm now an instructor and also a healer in that particular art. That was really what kind of got me even more excited about energy. And that actually led to me becoming a Reiki master, which is a spiritual healing system. And I also love a healing system called theta healing. So I'm an advanced theta healer, and I have my own my own energy healing business and qigong instruction business, my qigong training business. But they're sort of side hustles at the moment. So I do also have a day job, and I work in telecommunications up in London. So that's a bit of background about me. But I mean, definitely my heart is in energy, and that's what gave me the bridge to even sort of come across Tachyon, because my horizons have been expanding for the last sort of 10 years and opening up to more and more bizarre and strange things. And and I came across the Tachyon in the context of Tachyon chamber, which was described. I haven't had an experience yet, but because when I learned about it, then COVID hit, so I didn't have a chance to practice or go and experience it. But it sounded really fascinating, this idea that you could lie in this chamber and it would somehow harness the tachyonic particles or rays or energy in some way and cause the person to receive healing, similar to maybe different to how I might do healing on someone else or receive a healing, whether it's through Reiki or theta healing or qigong or whatever. So I'm very much one of these people who likes to try things. I won't just believe what somebody says, especially with some of these things that are a bit more esoteric. You have to actually just have a direct experience, and then you can make a judgment of, has it been any good, or would I do it again, or would I continue on the path? So when I first saw one of your posts, Lisa, in Facebook, it was quite interesting because, I don't know how suddenly, you found me on Facebook, or I started seeing your post on Facebook. Maybe it was friend connections or whatever, but I believe in sort of serendipity and synchronicity, and it just came at the right time when I think lockdown was getting a little bit less severe, and I hadn't done any Google searches, but I was thinking about trying to find a Tachyon workshop again, so it was kind of in my mind. But then your post started coming along, so I think we ended up having a conversation to try and understand more of what it was. And the idea that you could connect with this energy without having to be in a chamber was very, curious and interesting to me. It was almost, I just had to, almost had to do it. But obviously after I'd had a conversation with you, you helped me to confirm that I definitely wanted to go on the workshop. So I booked up from there.
And it's also about risk with Tachyon, because as you said, it's like we can't really understand, but how it's possible, how we can connect with this particle exactly. And yes, you always have to take the risk to discover how.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah,
so it's great.
exactly. And I, you know, I tuned into my own kind of inner guidance as well. And you know, I felt drawn to it. You know, I had this intuitive feeling that it was something that I should do. So that helped too.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that people and me, I'm very curious about what's happened for you. So not talk about the workshop, the content, etc., because people have to discover that by themselves, of course. But for you, like the discovery, the way you connect with Tachyon, the interaction you had also with the facilitator of the Tachyon, so all that, like what happened for you over these 3 days?
Well, I think the course design was very good as far as how it unfolded and how it built up through the days. It was kind of, it was a good pace. There was lots of really interesting kind of concepts and ideas and obviously connecting ourselves to the Tachyon. So you know, first of all, it was really enjoyable. Paul's really funny as well, the facilitator, and I just found some of the, you know, I'm not going to go into what they are, but you know, some of the tools were just really fascinating in that they were able to address kind of, you know, really quite large areas of scope and make shifts through this energy, you know, that you know might take other systems, to use that word, you know, a lot longer. I mean, so it sort of brought a different lens on connection with energy, connection with, you know, particularly with the Tachyon was obviously a new idea for me. And you know, I was really glad to be sort of guided through the process, and I felt that there were wins all the way along. You know, with the exercises we did, you know, getting, you know, good results, you know, all the way through. It was a fantastic experience.
It's nice, and yes, you was few people over this workshop, because it's also the goal about these experiences is not to have like plenty of people and you just receive an information and you just have to download. It's really about, okay, just have a conversation also, and yes, make things really happen for you if you are stuck at some point, to be able to take this time to cross over that. For you, it was suitable on this way to be in a very short group, a very small group, or you think that it's because I can imagine you already experienced some other type of workshop with other people, so it was something helpful for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the fact that it was a slightly smaller group, you know, was really nice, because you know it felt like there was a, you know, a very personal touch. Some programs and workshops, you know, can be very large, and it feels like you don't have quite the same access to the facilitator. You know, even if you ask questions and things. So it, you know, it really did feel like almost like a white glove experience, you know, being looked after and guided through this. So, and it was also, you know, the other people on the workshop were great as well. And I think we all learned and gained from our own sort of sharing of our experiences and the guidance that Paul gave throughout. So yeah, I'd say it was great. I mean, it was pretty small. I think even if it had been a little bit bigger, it would have been still okay. I'm sure it would have still been good. But it was wonderful that it wasn't like 30 people, and especially across Zoom as well. It made it a bit easier as well to not have to scroll to a different screen in order to see the extra people because there were so many people. Yeah, yes, so it did feel like a sort of personalized workshop, really.
Yeah, and so the question is now how are you using the Tachyon? Like, are you just enjoying the process? Because over the workshop you install really your connection with the Tachyon. So you don't have to do something specific. You don't have to following a protocol. It's very about make it in constant evolution for yourself. And it will impact also the energy you already use. So yes, I'm curious also to understand for you, how does it manifest inside your practice and your life?
Yeah, and that's an interesting one, and actually probably the reason why I've taken a little bit of time to come to doing this testimonial is because, you know, I am doing quite a lot of stuff already. You know, I do qigong daily, I do healing almost every day. You know, I do energy clearings and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, when you're doing quite a lot of things, sometimes it's quite difficult to isolate a specific thing that something that you do that's new, unless it's really obvious, you know. So
yeah.
So anyway, I've been kind of observing and noticing, you know, what's been going on for me, and there's definitely a few things that are, you know, I really do believe that the Tachyon Workshop has really helped with. The first thing, which actually, you know, Paul had said in the course, was that, you know, this can really start to accelerate the actions you take, you know, almost from a point of manifestation. You know, when you're, you know, heading towards a goal, things can just start happening faster for you. And I've really noticed that quickening. It does feel like the time between thinking about wanting to do something, you know, maybe not even taking action, but just even sort of having the intention or thinking, like, this is what I'm going to do, then stuff starts to appear and starts to manifest. And so that I'm pretty sure that has been a direct effect. And I'm not doing anything particularly to achieve that. It just seems to be happening, and it definitely stepped up after the workshop. So I mean, that's fantastic in itself. Some of the processes we did, which I won't go into, but you know, very, very interesting processes, the way that you can address large areas of your life, of your kind of programming, of your energy and trauma and stuff is fantastic. You know, that it's so quick. Again, it's so quick.
Yeah.
You can cover so much so quickly that you know, when I have sat down to do some of this stuff, it's, you know, it's been super quick, which you know, it is on another level from that perspective. So I really enjoy that. Another thing that's happened is I do feel that you know, whatever happened through this workshop, it's also sort of accelerated and enhanced my other activities, you know, whether it's my qigong practice or whether it's healing with clients, having that connection, you know, to higher energies. It's really enhanced that. So I feel like you know, if I'm giving a healing, the healings are, you know, more substantial, more profound.
Yeah.
They're more flowing. They're kind of they're flowing easier. Not that they were hard before, but, you know, it just feels even easier. You know, I'm noticing things in my qigong practice that are quite different. It's like things have been accelerated. And then shortly after the course as well, you know, I also had a Kundalini awakening, which was pretty major and quite phenomenal. And yeah, it's difficult to say, was it absolutely a direct result of the course? But you know, I can't rule it out, because you know, I've been doing a lot of these other practices for some time. You know, maybe it was the right time for me, but maybe the Tachyon accelerated it. But that was a very real experience. That was, you know, it was a super experience, and you know, and even that experience feels like things have kind of accelerated even more. So yeah, so overall, I just check what else was there. Yeah, I mean, just yeah, the speed, the instantaneous nature of it, the enhancing of different areas of life. It's all been good. Actually, you know, even if I go into other areas of life, you know, work has been a bit more flowing, and you know, easy, let's say. Relationships have been good, or, you know, got better. So I think it's really probably affected most areas of life, to be honest. It's just maybe I'm only noticing or paying special attention to certain areas.
Yeah, and it's exactly about that. Is that's why I also loving a lot being having the Tachyon in my life, because there is no obligation to put a focus on it, to just trying to looking for a connection, because it's just always there, and he will just help everything you do just to be improved on the right way. And when you meet a sort of wall in your life, in all aspects of your life, it will also help you just to cross over it at a faster way, just to see things in a multiply understandings. And it's also one of the quality and the characteristic of this particle is just it's something we can have also with energies, but it's as you said, it's with the Tachyon is amplify, like every possibilities are really in front of you, and you can choose, okay, I can do it on this way, or on this way. And it's becoming very concrete, and you can just act in your life and not just waste a lot of time to wait that things could be better. So yes, it's a sort of help to staying in action in life, and it's something I really enjoy also in my own life. So I'm very happy just it was helpful also for you, for what you do for your client also, because you are not alone to say that, because there is a lot of practitioners, healers who did this workshop, and they share the same feedback, like when they help other people, it's very more effective inside their work. It's very more fast, like sometimes session they made before 1 hour to help someone to cross over something. After the Tachyon workshop, they can do that in maybe 10 minutes with more effective results. So yes, even it's complicated, I think, to really understand, but how the Tachyon is working inside that, like in a technical way, we can really be witnesses about the fact, about the result and everything. So it's good to hear that it also worked for you on this way.
Yeah. And in some ways, maybe some years ago, I would probably have really needed to know exactly how things work.
Yeah.
But now not so much really. So it's a bit like gravity. You can't see gravity, but you know that gravity acts upon things. And when an apple falls off a tree, it's because of gravity. Or when a ball, you throw it up, it's going to come down. So you can see the effects of it, but not necessarily have to know how it works. And I think the Tachyon's a little bit like that. I'm just very grateful to see the results that it seems to be having, the impact it seems to be having. Nice
to hear that. It's a very great comparison. I think I will keep it if it's okay for you too.
I didn't invent gravity, so don't worry.
Nice, thank you. So thank you for your time, for your testimonial about the Tachyon workshop, and yes, I just wish that it will continue to help, because it's limitless. Tachyon is really limitless, so you will continue to improve, to discover, to new things and new ways to connect with that, and to improve your own life also in all aspects. So I wish you that all the best with the Tachyon and with everything you are doing, because it's just crazy a lot. You do a lot of things at the same time, and yes, I appreciate your time. So have you something special to share to people who are just maybe looking for something to develop themselves, and they are questioning themselves about the Tachyon? Like, what is the advice you can just provide for people about that?
Yeah, well, I would say, firstly, if you're even if the Tachyon has come into your awareness, and you're evaluating, shall I, shan't I? My advice would be, you're not going to get the answers you want by thinking about it. You're going to have to just jump in, and I can guarantee you won't be disappointed. It'll be a positive result for you, and then you'll be glad you did. But it's not something you can really even this conversation, you know, someone might watch the conversation and go, well, still don't know, but the only way you're going to know is to try it. So I would just recommend that people try it.
Yes, it's exactly that. We just have to leave the need of understand everything and just dive into the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so nice. So thank you, and yes, just see you very soon. I hope.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Bye.